Living in harmony is possible if you know your emotions and how to handle them. Dr. Carmen Roman will share with you in an engaging way the current psychology by sharing herself or interviewing experts who will inspire you. Learn how to live a life of fullness and how to recover your emotional harmony with Dr. Roman. Welcome to Emotions in Harmony.
Hello, amigos in harmony. How are you? I am very happy and grateful to say hello to you from Ajijic, from near to Guadalajara and near to the Chapala Lake. It is so beautiful. The day is so beautiful here. So this is part of my vacation and I still miss you guys. So I will be here talking about gratitude. What a beautiful topic. Yeah. So this is the questions for today. Can we learn how to be grateful? How does the feeling of gratefulness affect our spiritual and emotional life? Can we be grateful to those who are harmful to us, to those who are mean to us? Is it gratefulness something that we can create, manifest, or something that we can experience? So stay with us because all of these questions will be addressed here in the next 15-20 minutes. I am Carmen Roman. I am a clinical psychologist and my work is to bring you every possible topic that I learn sometimes in the therapy session that are my clients struggle with and that can help you to have a happier life. If you have a happier life, we have a better world. So this is my job. And as you are joining, I can see here, I can say hello, hi, Elizabeth. And Vince is here too. So let's start with what is gratitude. Gratitude is a feeling, the way that my clients explain and the way I can describe it too, is a feeling that starts in the heart, kind of a warm feeling in the heart, and it expands through the body. Actually, the gratitude can be felt in the entire body. Something very interesting, though, is that our thinking, our thoughts can limit the feeling or can expand the feeling. So it's kind of a teamwork between the feeling and the thoughts. We have no control over the feelings, over our emotions. We have control of what to do with them. And that's a beautiful thing because this means we have the capacity and we have this wide range of feeling of emotions. So some people say, oh, I never feel grateful. You probably are. You probably feel grateful. And what may be happening is that you are very fast and efficient in stopping the feeling. So let me be more clear about it. If we are feeling the feeling of gratitude, if somebody says, what a beautiful dress you have today, and you kind of feel the smile and whatever, and you think, what this person want from me? Why is saying that? And if you are in a heavily political environment, you don't know when to smile or when not to smile. So your thoughts are coming and interfering with your feeling. And then you don't expand the feeling. That makes sense. Yeah. But being grateful or allowing the gratefulness to expand invites other feelings. It's kind of the entrance for other feelings like happiness, joy, have faith, have hope, being proud of something. So actually either one can be the entrance for others, but I think gratefulness is the more stable entrance for other feelings. This is the time to reflect on gratefulness. Not only because of the Thanksgiving, but because it's the time of holidays, it's the time of the year that we will be more willing to express, if you will. But also, you know what? In my profession, I learned that this is the time for more severe depression, feelings of loneliness and despair. And the reason I think it is because if we lose somebody probably this is the first year that you are with this somebody, without this somebody. If you change your job, if you something that changed during the year, it's also a reflection of your accomplishments during the year. So at least in my career, in my office, is heavy traffic this couple of weeks. So if you practice your gratefulness, hopefully you need less of a psychologist these holidays. So we were thinking about limiting the feeling of gratefulness. It requires a negative energy. It requires a negative thinking. And it's sometimes so slow, so imperceptible that it's difficult for you to notice. So the more you meditate, the more you pay attention to your thoughts, the better you will be able to catch them quickly and stop them. So I know I always end up saying how wonderful meditation it is, but actually whatever practice, it helps you to stop your thoughts and to observe them. We are not our thoughts. Observe them and then filter what kind of thoughts do you want. This is a lot of practice when somebody is depressed or when somebody is in despair. So it requires a lot of energy. Actually requires more energy to stop the feeling of gratefulness than to allow the feeling of gratefulness. Yeah? Okay. So it's a circle. Yeah? Gratefulness can intervene with our thoughts can intervene with gratefulness. Should we be grateful for bad events or for people who are mean to us or for something that is painful to us? Well, the brother David Stein-Rast is a monk and an interfaith scholar, has a TED Talk. If you want to look for it, it's a very beautiful one. The name of the TED Talk is "If you want to be happy, be grateful." And he says something beautiful about being grateful or not for others or events that are not good to us. He says, if we can manage to seize the opportunity, to observe the opportunity for growth, if we can manage to relax and see it in a different way. It's very simple, yeah? It's like we don't need a whole science to tell us that. But actually, we need a lot of practice. We need a lot of discipline to observe the events. And just this week, when we were, last week was the Spanish version of the gratefulness topic, and this week is the English. Just in between these two topics, we have in our house in San Jose a very heavy event that it was impacted the neighborhood. For some reason and for some strange reason, our house was like kind of in a bubble. It was like all around us, and we were working from home. We were not bothered by anything, but it was a very difficult, violent event. So, it is this kind of events leaves you vulnerable, leaves you afraid of what may happen. And at least it happened to me that I couldn't sleep the next day. So it took me almost 24 hours to rescue the gratefulness part of it. I started thinking, wow, maybe all my prayers and protection to the house, and maybe, what do you think? Do you think it works? For me, I think it works. So maybe I am so grateful that we were so protected. I am so grateful that we have the resources so we could help the neighbors after the event. I'm so grateful that we both were at home, that my husband was at home, so I could rely on his strength too. So do you see the exercise here is like taking slowly small thoughts and injecting these small thoughts until we manage to kind of balance our emotional life. Let me tell you some examples of what I observe. Some people, for example, I used to work last year for the workers' compensation program. And those are clients they have some kind of disability, they have some kind of physical pain, they have sometimes chronic pain, they live with high levels of pain. And do you think they have room for gratefulness or for happiness? you might be surprised. Some of them did. Some of them actually, it was one of the worst moments on their life when they lose their job, they are in between lawyers, they don't get authorized sessions, they are probably in poverty when the month before they have their full salary. And what I observed was very interesting. People who tend to be grateful, they were consistently having more resources available to them. We didn't have any control, neither my clients or me, how many sessions they got approved. My job was to ask the sessions, but we didn't know. So those clients who were willing to smile when they talk in the phone, to negotiate with a smile, to actually be grateful for the whatever they got, it was like clear. Everything I asked, they were approved, they were getting better, they actually needed less sessions because they were more willing to take in whatever it was. And I had the opposite. I had clients who they came and they took the session as an opportunity to complain without even allowing to get into a new way of thinking. And doesn't matter how many sessions, it was very difficult to get them in the good track of the emotional and spiritual aspect. So this is one example. Another is, and you may be familiar with this, when you call for the cable company, the insurance, the services, those phone calls that they take for hours, to stay in the other side of the line. Think about something. The person who is answering is another person like you who has a job. Most likely they don't benefit and they don't have investment in the company other than their salary. Yeah. So most likely it will not be the owner. This is what I'm talking. So some of the problems that you may bring to them, it may not be in their hands to resolve. It could be. Sometimes they just don't have the capacity to be creative and solve it in other ways. So if you start your conversation, your phone call with a cup of tea, relax, if you actually appreciate that the fact that the person is in the other side of the line, most likely your phone call will be better. Yeah. A sentence that I will leave you here is something like, this is the problem that I experience. I hope you can do something for me. Do you think, can you do something for me? And then the person is like, okay, let's do something. Yeah. So my husband always jokes because I get huge discounts every year. Yeah. For the cable company and stuff like that. It's because I'm truly am. Being in the way that I grew up without electricity, TV, having a cable service is just a luxury. So if I talk to them and I get to the price and I get to so many channels and whatever, I usually don't care. So I can have fun with them. Yeah. Okay. So, see, let's close with how I can be grateful. Okay. You can start breathing. Breathe. Take a deep breath only from your nose until your stomach. Take a moment to pause and to receive the feeling of gratefulness, to acknowledge the feeling. Doesn't need any effort to let it expand. Actually, the only effort you need to do is that you get out of the way. So the feeling will expand itself. So you can just feel it. You can actually inject some thoughts like, wow, it is very nice that I have somebody in the other side of the line. It is very nice that this is the problems of the privilege. Not many people have cable in their lives, not in so many countries. Yeah. It is so nice that I have a lawyer after I have my accident. And then slowly, small thoughts that it will help you actually to smile. It will be almost impossible with these small thoughts not to smile. Then invite the gratitude. Very small and simple practices, very mindful practices of breathing and grateful thoughts continuously practiced. it will be easier and easier to be grateful. If you find it difficult, if you say, yeah, Carmen, I breathe, I don't have these thoughts, I was like, okay, get some thoughts, write down some thoughts. And then you just read them. Yeah, because it's difficult because your mind goes somewhere when you start reading them. You can say, oh my God, I am so glad I have a lawyer. And then the next thought could be, but this lawyer is so stupid. Yeah. And then you just write your thoughts and you just keep reading and reading and reading, kind of a mantra. Yeah. And then in this case, it's by repetition that your brain actually will open to the thought. Take time to express. If you feel grateful, one thing is to feel grateful and to have it in your entire body, and another thing is to express to somebody. Usually at the end of the long phone call, you can say to somebody, wow, oh my God, you were so helpful, thank you. If the person was helpful, they really deserve that comment. Oh, you make my life much easier today, thank you. So is that expression of gratefulness, normally it impacts the other person, that's very good, but we are working here on impacting yourself. That will give you a different drive for the rest of the day. So being grateful, I believe, is sometimes more for us than for others. It's a gift that we deserve. And finally, invite others to receive the gratefulness. Your gratefulness. Sometimes you say thank you and they don't even breathe, they don't even stop. So when you feel more comfortable, when you already did all your practice, you can invite them and say, I would really like to take a moment to say thank you again to you. And you can just take your time and breathe. And slowly, they will do it with you. I really hope that this topic is useful in any way. I really hope that you have beautiful holidays. And remember, it's about cooperating with your thinking. It's about allowing the feeling of gratefulness to grow. Thank you, and until the next week.
We have ended one more episode of Emotions in Harmony. See you the next one, when Dr. Carmen Roman will help us to have a more fulfilled life caring for ourselves and the ones we care for. Meanwhile, visit www.emotionsinharmony.com to see the show notes, subscribe, and enjoy more content.